Hello everybody, welcome to today's session. I'm Jo from Specialist Language Courses, and today we're going to look at reading skills. So say hello in the chat, let us know where you are. Okay. Hi everyone. Okay, lots of different places. Okay, so we've got Saudi Arabia, the Philippines. Great. UK, Turkey. Hi everyone. Well, great to see you all here. We've got lots of things to do. We are going to take a look at reading C skills, very important today, specifically comparing language for fact versus language for opinion. So a couple of quick things before we begin. If you're not already following us on YouTube and social media, please do. We've got loads of videos and playlists there with tips and strategies. We've got a new season starting in February, so do subscribe there. Okay, so let's get started. Next week, the live session is on Thursday with Bethan, and it's question and OET speaking role plays. So don't miss that one. The link will be coming up in the chat for you to register. Also, don't forget, if you're not already subscribed to our Reach OET B course, really check out our website, specialistlanguagecourses.com, as well as detailed practice in all 4 of the skills. You also get 4 of these lessons a week, not just 1. Okay, and there's also loads of tutorial videos, 2 full practice tests, and much, much more. So do check it out. Okay. The links are in the chat box now. So we're going to look at language for fact and language for attitude and opinion. So first of all, in the chat box, let me know which you think, which of these phrases indicate attitude or opinion and which ones express fact. So write the numbers in the chat. So let's start with attitude and opinion. What numbers do you think? Pop in the chat box. Okay, and which ones also do you think express fact? Yes, some of you letting me know. Great. Okay, let's take a look. So the first one, the writer suggests, is attitude and opinion. Not surprisingly, is also showing attitude and opinion. Number 3 is fact, because it's what was proven in the study. And number 4 is attitude and opinion. Okay, so it's really important that you're able to distinguish between the 2 types. So we'll take a closer look at that now. So fact is something which is true, and it's supported by evidence usually. An opinion is something that a person believes, which may or may not be true. So this happens quite a lot in reading C and listening C, where the speaker or the writer might indicate or suggest something that's not a proven fact. Expressions used to talk about fact, we've got things like this: the study found, researchers discovered, studies have proven. And we've got opinion phrases here, you know, according to the writer suggests, claims, from the writer's point of view. So let's have a look. What I would like you to do is quickly read this extract, which comes from our digital course, and answer the poll, which I'm going to launch now. Okay, is this text an example of fact, opinion, or fact and opinion? So I've launched the poll. So please click on option A, B, or C. Okay, please vote now. Okay, so most of you have put fact and opinion or opinion. And yes, well, I've chosen opinion because the majority of the stuff, but I suppose there is a fact in there with the 97%. So yeah, if you put C, I would agree with you there. But the majority of the stuff here is opinion, yeah, claimed, etc., etc. So what I'd like you to do now is decide what the answer to this question is. So according to Ms. Fay, okay, the founder of LifePod, according to Ms. Fay, forcing chronic hoarders to clear out their properties is what? Upsetting for enforcers, counterproductive, necessary for social health, or repetitive and continual. So this time I'd like you to use the chat and let me know A, B, or C. What do you think? Okay, yep, keep putting your answers in the chat. Okay, quite a mix of answers here. Quite a few of you putting A. So according to Ms. Fay, forcing chronic hoarders to clean their properties or clear out their properties. Okay, so it does say distressing for the sufferer, but does it say distressing for the enforcers? No, it does not. So it can't be option A. Does it say anything about repetitive and continual? Does not say they have to do it again and again and again and again. So it can't be option D. And those of you who've put option C, where does it say it's necessary for social health? I cannot find any information leading me to choose option C. It says they are carried out by health and social care teams, but it doesn't say it's necessary for social health. So the correct option is B. You've really got to find the evidence in the text. Don't just choose the answers that you think are correct. Okay, the option is B, counterproductive. And here's the evidence. So Ms. Fay went on to suggest this is quite possibly the worst thing to do. So we know she thinks it's a bad idea. And then she says why. The reoccurrence rate following an enforced clear out is 97%. So if you force them to clear out their house, they'll just start hoarding again, making it an ineffectual exercise. So if it's ineffective, counterproductive, it's just going to cause them to hoard again. Okay, let's look at another extract. So read the extract and let me know in the poll, not the chat. Okay, so I'm going to launch the next poll. Is this expressing lots of facts, opinions, or fact and opinion? Please choose A, B, or C now. In the poll, please. Okay. All right, great. Okay, so the majority of you choosing fact. which is correct. Yes, absolutely. There's lots of factual language here. Okay, so now let's answer a question about it. What does the writer point out about or can be? A, it only works if both drugs are used. B, it affects the F508 del mutation. C, it improves respiratory rates in CF. Or D, it can extend the lifespan of people with CF. So let me know in the chat box, A, B, C, or D. What is the correct answer? What do you think? Okay. Okay, so we've got the information about it can now be treated with or can be. Okay, a combination of two drugs. Okay, so it does talk about two drugs, but it doesn't say it can only be used if both it only works if both drugs are used. It does say it's a combination, but it doesn't say that anywhere. So it can't be A. That's not presented in the text. Some of you putting B, it affects the mutation. It doesn't affect the mutation. It says it's prescribed for adults and children who have the mutation, and it slows down the decline in lung function, but not the mutation. So it affects the lung function or the decline in lung function, but not the mutation. So it can't be B. Okay, so does it improve respiratory rates though? It doesn't say it improves it, it just slows the decline. So again, it's not option C. The correct answer is D. And if you look, you can find those facts in the paragraph. Okay, it says here, it's been shown to slow the decline of lung function. And this is an important step forward, as reduced lung function is the main cause of death for people with CF. So we know that if it's reducing the decline in lung function, it can extend the lifespan of people. So you need to use resources to improve your knowledge of language for fact and language of opinion. So here we have a text from a newspaper article. The drug was found to be safe as the dummy drug, with no one stopping the drug during the trial due to side effects. However, it is unfortunately not yet licensed for use in the UK. So this is from a newspaper article. Now here we've got was found to be, which is fact, yeah? But here we've got opinion, unfortunately. So according to the writer, they think it's a shame that it's not available. So using the resources available is a really good way to develop your knowledge of language for fact, language and opinion, really important for reading C. So create a language bank in your notebook, keep adding phrases to it as you're reading, and review it regularly. So I have some phrases. What I would like you to do is to now categorize these phrases. So let me know in the chat the letters which are expressing fact and the letters which are expressing opinion. So let me know in the chat now. Okay. Some good ideas, yeah. Okay, let's take a look. So for fact, we've got the statistics. Yeah, 10%, 1 in 10, the results of the study show, blah, blah. And then opinion we've got here. So it's lots of this hedging language that we use. You know, it's likely to, might mean, it appears, could be, yeah, rather than being definite. And then, of course, you've got things like certainly. So the reader thinks for sure. The reader finds it surprising. Okay, so let's look at some extracts from newspaper articles. What I would like you to do, have a quick read through the text and let me know in the chat box, can you identify any language to express facts? So I'll be quiet for a minute while you read and let me know in the chat. So just facts. Okay. Great. So some good ideas coming through there. So let's have a little look. So for fact, we've got 1 in 7 people. This is the statistic. And 3 times as many women as men. And then we've got a trial has found a drug. Okay. So what about language of opinion now? Let me know in the chat box. Any language of opinion. Okay, yes, great. Yep, nice to see you picking up, you know, that language that's not absolute. Yes, great. So we've got could free people, so not saying for sure it will. Misery also. I mean, this really adds that the reader, the writer thinks that migraines are just such a horrible thing. And we've also got this, you know, they're forced to try everything from lying down. So this is real emphatic language that gives us a sense of the writer's opinion on migraines, you know, that they force people to do this. Yeah. Okay. Now, again, so we've got another little paragraph. So have a quick read through. Can you let me know any language to express facts, first of all? Yes, lots of you picking up on the fact that, but what is the fact? The fact is today is the beginning of. Okay. And what about language of attitude and opinion? Let me know in the chat box. Good. Great. Picking up those common phrases. Yeah. So let's look together. So we've got fact. Obviously, today is an estimated 1 in 7 people. And then for opinion, as most of you came up, we've got, yeah, likely to, which is a surprise, according to the writer. We've got this, it can be almost impossible to comprehend. So the writer's suggesting if you don't have a migraine, in my opinion, you can't understand what it's like. And we've got this language here, misunderstood, trivialized. So not understood, according to the writer, trivialized, not given enough attention or importance. And then even just this phrase, after all, it's just a headache, isn't it? Well, no, it isn't, according to the writer. So you really get a sense of the tone of the writer here. Okay, so let's look at a reading C question. So is it asking about a fact or opinion? Let me know in the chat box. Absolutely. Yeah, totally asking for opinion. So it's according to Marla Mickleborough, what is unusual. So now what I'd like you to do, I'm not going to show you the options because I'd like you just to read through the text. Look out for links to the question. So obviously you're looking for Marla Mickleborough and also any indication as to something that's unusual. So can you find the answer yourself? Good. Yeah, lots of people putting some good ideas. Yeah, so clearly it says, so Marla Mickleborough found heightened sensitivity to visual stimuli in the supposedly normal period between attacks. Okay, so this is what she found. And then it goes on to say, usually the brain comes to recognize something repeating over and over again as unimportant and stops noticing it. But, so this usually but is a link to unusual. In people with migraine, the response doesn't diminish. They seem to be attending to things they should be ignoring. So what they're doing is noticing things they should not be noticing. So let's look at the options. So let's notice the differences first. We've got it fails to filter out irrelevant details. It struggles to interpret visual input. It is slow to respond to sudden changes. It does not pick up on important information. So I think eliminate any answers which are definitely incorrect. So I think we can definitely say it's not B. It doesn't say anywhere that it has difficulty interpreting visual input. And also there's nothing about how quickly or slowly it responds. So we need to ask ourselves, does the brain not ignore irrelevant information when normally it should? Or does the brain of a migraine sufferer not notice important information? So it's basically, is it ignoring important information or not ignoring unimportant information? And yes, we can see that the answer is A. It fails to filter out irrelevant details, meaning it's attending to things it should be ignoring. Okay, one more quickly. Let's look at the one more look at the paragraph. So can you find any language to express fact or opinion in this paragraph? Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've got lots. So here they're finding differences. They found this, but then the opinion is supposedly normal period. They seem to be. Okay, so one more. Here we have a reading C question asking about the opinion of Dr. Suter. So what are the key words in this question? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so he suggests The rise in cases of one allergy may be partly due to what? So what is the rise in cases of one allergy due to? Possibly, as suggested. So again, read the text and see if you can find the answer for yourself. Make sure you read the whole paragraph before. Okay, so some of you have found the rise. What is the allergy? Yes, it's the peanut allergy. And so now you need to find out, what does he suggest this is because of? So yes, so he says, so the rise in peanut allergy, so greater exposure has probably allowed more peanut allergies to flourish, she thinks. So she thinks being exposed to more nuts has allowed more allergies to flourish. And then she goes on to say, you know, peanut consumption is rising. It's a common ingredient. It's grown in popularity. And then it says here, the diet conscious population is increasingly turning to nuts as a source of healthy fats. So suggesting that the increased peanut consumption due to the popularity of Asian and vegetarian dishes and healthy eating is contributing to this rise in allergies. So, which option is the answer? Eliminate the ones which are definitely incorrect and let me know in the chat box. We already know the answer because we found it ourselves. Which option matches our answer? Absolutely. Absolutely. It absolutely has to be A. It's clearly there. So tips for self-study, you have to read. Read. Not just practice papers. As you read, notice language to express fact and attitude and opinion. A variety of different sources. Newspapers are great online. For example, theconversation.com, which we looked at an extract from today. You can also reread previous OET reading papers. So once you finish doing time practice, go back to the text. Underline language. Make notes. Put it in your notebook and review it regularly. So important. So practice identifying it, read extensively, and keep a notebook. So we have time for a quick question or two before we finish. In the Q&A box, please. Just got time for one, possibly two. So if you get in there quickly, I'll answer your question. Okay, so please go to the Q&A box, not the chat box. I'm not looking at the chat box, just the Q&A, please. Okay, so we've got any difference between attitude and opinion. I mean, an opinion is what someone believes, whereas someone's attitude is how they respond to something. So they have a positive attitude towards something, a negative attitude towards something. So they're similar, but slightly different. Yeah. The conversation website, it's just the conversation.com, I think. If you put it in a search engine online, that's fine. Okay. Yes. And don't forget, we have another session coming up next week. That is with Bethan. I believe the link's going to come in the chat box now. So this is with Bethan and it's questions in OET speaking role plays. You must register to attend that. Follow us on Facebook. We're posting the links on there all the time so that you'll never miss another session. Okay. So yeah, there's the link now in the chat box. Okay, everybody, take care. Thank you very much for coming. I'll see, Beth and I'll see you next week, and I'll see you the week after for the live session, unless you're one of our Reach OETB students, when I'll see you on Monday. Take care, everybody.